Hello, this is Steve Thoele, Principal Broker with Premier Property Group, and bringing you another weekly update on the Newberg, Oregon real estate market. This update will cover the last 8 weeks of market activity ending this past Sunday, August 28th. So I'm going to share my screen with you now and go through the info with you. So first off, we'll look at active listing activity. Last week in Newberg, I show we had 9 new properties come on the market, and you can kind of see that that's been pretty consistent here over the past few weeks. But more towards the lower end of kind of where things have been over this last 8 weeks. I reached a high of 19 properties here 8 weeks back. Finished the week with 85 homes in total on the market, and you kind of see that that's been, hasn't moved really a whole lot here over the past month and a half or so. Had a low of 76 homes on the market 8 weeks ago, got up to 90 about a month ago, and it's been floating between 80 and 90 since then. The median price and days on market for those active listings, that's been pretty consistent as well in terms of the median list price. You can kind of see it's been hanging in right at 590,000 pretty much every week except for a couple weeks back. And then the days on market, you kind of see that has been continuing to rise here as the market is slowing a bit, and homes are hanging on the market longer than what we've experienced here, and this will probably continue to increase unless we get kind of a surge of new listings to bring that number back down a bit. Pending listings, that was pretty slow last week. You can see we only had 4 new pendings last week in Newberg, which was a pretty significant low here over the past 8 weeks. And you can kind of see the pending activity has been declining here over the past few weeks. You can kind of see it was increasing up to about 74 here about 3 weeks back, and the last couple of weeks has been dropping. This last week we had 57 homes in pending status. Median price and days on market for those pendings. You can kind of see that was hanging pretty close to right around 500,000 for quite some time. This last week, that bumped down to 475 was the median price of the pending listings. And then the days on market for pendings, you can kind of see that's been holding really steady at right around 13 days here well over a month now. And then lastly, we'll look at sold listing activity. So as of the time I put the info together here, I show we had 10 homes go from pending to sold this last week in Newberg, and that's down from 18 the week prior. And then when I look at a little longer view here over the prior 4 weeks of activity on a rolling weekly basis, this last week we kind of came in at 45 homes had sold over the prior 4 weeks, down a couple from the prior week. But been holding pretty steady here, relatively speaking, over this past 8 weeks. The median price and the days on market, you can kind of see that peaked out here at 538 here about 5 weeks back, and it's been kind of stair-stepping down from there. This last week came in at 470 was the median sold price. So definitely prices have moderated here over this last month here in Newberg in terms of the sales. And then days on market, that has risen again as the market's kind of slowed. Things are taking a little longer to get under contract, so came in at 13 this last week, down from 14 the week prior. And then lastly here, finally, we'll look at weeks of inventory and the sale price as a percent of the original list price. So red bars is that weeks of inventory. You can kind of see we had a low of just over 5 weeks of inventory here 8 weeks back. That climbed up to between 9 and 10 weeks of inventory here about a month ago, and then it's been kind of bouncing between close to 7 and 8 weeks here over the past 3 weeks now. So this last week kind of came in at about 7.5 weeks of inventory. So kind of in the middle of the range. And then the sale price as a percent of the list price, you can kind of see that continues to be dragged down. I commented last week that looking behind these numbers a little bit, there's a handful, 2 or 3 sales that were significantly under the original list price, and that's kind of dragging this down a bit. If you excluded those, it would be a little higher, somewhere between 98-99% of list price on all the other sales. But still, prices are definitely moderating a bit from what we've experienced here, in that hot sellers market. So, definitely a cooling market, but, still firmly a seller's environment with, roughly about 7.5 weeks of inventory in the market. So hope the weekly update has been helpful and informative for you. If so, always appreciate any thumbs up or likes, any comments that you have. And if you're seeing this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel and follow along on what's happening in your local market on a weekly basis. If I can answer any questions or be of any help, please don't hesitate to reach out. My number is 503-680-2065, and I'd be happy to chat. So as always, I really appreciate you watching, and have a fantastic day.